Hi, Stephen Green here, founder of the Property Investment Academy. What I want to do in these videos, I'm going to shoot 3 videos, so there's going to be a 3-part series, and we're going to cover 3 different areas, and it's my way of trying to give even more value to yourself. And let's have a look to see if we can clean up a few things within your life, and we see if we can get you being a little bit more productive and getting some better results. So the first thing that I want to cover today in video 1, because this is what all successful people are very good at, is being productive with the time. And this is something which I see people doing time and time again, where they're wasting time, and it's not towards the personal and professional goals. So what we're going to cover in this the first video is measuring your productivity. So on the board I've got personal on one side. Now I'd like you to do this exercise with me. So once you've watched the video, watch it back a second time, get a sheet of paper, and I want you to put personal on one side, and then on the other side you're going to have professional. Your personal things on this side and your professional things on the other side. Now, the personal things, they need to be things that are in line with your values and what you actually want from life. So this could be things like spending time with your children, spending time with your partner, with family, maybe as a hobby, something that you're really passionate about. So it's the important things that are important to you, that you would not negotiate. These things need to be in your life because they make you who you are. And then on the other side you have your professional. So on the professional, these are things like, this could be your current job, or it might be your business, or it could be your property portfolio. Maybe you already have some properties and you're already building that property portfolio. So we have personal on this side and professional on that side. Now I want you to track for a full week exactly what you do. So each thing that you do for the day that relates to your personal goals, and each thing for your professional, and you're going to track that for each week. So it could look something like personal. Let's say you were to get up at 7 a.m. Now I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm an early riser. I like to get in the gym in the morning, but I know most people probably around about 7 o'clock that they're getting up. So possibly from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock might be breakfast with the children, or spending a bit of time with your family, or it could be reading a book or something like that. So you would put exactly what that was there. So let's say that was time spent with your kids. And then you might go to work from sort of 8:30 till 4:30. So over this side, so you would put that chunk of time in there. When you finish work, you might come home and maybe you slouch down on the couch and watch some TV or something like that. This could be something that it's not really in line with your hobby. It's not something that you really value that much, and we would class this as sort of wasted time. So over here, we'd now write 16:30 to 17:30, maybe as you watch some TV. Then you might get your tea after that. So let's say you had as your dinner, evening meal. If you're a northerner like me, then you probably call it dinner. To me is lunchtime. But at this point, you might have your lunch. Now, this is where possibly you are wasting some time. So it could look something along the lines of, now if this is something similar to what you do, it might be 1800 to 2200, 10 o'clock at night, just watching TV and generally not doing much at all. So you'd go through and you track this for the full week, put it down. Now, when I do this exercise with people, they're normally gobsmacked, because what often as well within this time is what they might have is something like this as well. So they might have Facebook. So you might spend 2 hours scrolling on your Facebook, looking through things, looking at other people's lives, seeing what they're eating for their tea, and not actually doing anything that's important around your own personal and professional goals and your purpose in life. When people do this exercise, generally people will be wasting at least 20 hours a week. And I've seen people who are actually over as much as 60 hours a week of time on Facebook, watching TV, could be reading newspapers. I'm not a big fan of reading newspapers because I think full of negativity, and I think that if something's that important, you'll find out about it anyway. So for me, I don't like to watch the news. I don't like to read the paper. So it's just about tracking and actually having a look at what you do within your day. Whenever you start this, make sure it finishes on the same day. So let's say you start it on a Saturday morning, then make sure it finishes on the Saturday morning the week after. So let's say this is this one here, we're starting this on a Monday morning. So first thing of the week, we're starting at 7 a.m. when we get up on a Monday morning, meaning we'll finish it 1 week later. Now, I want you to track all of these things that you would do. So let's put that one as work on there. That might be your business. It could be working on your property portfolio. So track the things you do for a day first. And then I want you to do that for each day for 7 days. And then we're going to have a look. I want you to have a look at how much time is actually wasted of each day. So could look something like that. And then you'd add your hours up, and then you might go, right, okay, I'm actually working on my personal X amount of hours, but I'm wasting 3 hours a day. Have a look at both of those areas. Firstly, log how many hours you're doing each item. So how many hours are on your hobby, how much time spent with your children, how much time spent with TV. Log all that, add that up, and then we want a time where we're going to track how much time was wasted throughout the week. So that might be something like 40 hours a week. I dare to have a guess that if you do this exercise and you follow it for a full week, that you will be wasting at least 20 hours a week, and I'll be quite surprised if you're that low. If you're sort of 20 hours and below, then you're doing pretty well. For myself, I usually waste around about 20 minutes to half an hour a day. So there's around about 3.5 hours for myself where I'll purposely give myself some time to have a break and have a look on Facebook or something like that in between the things that I'm doing. You might do this exercise and you might be as high as 40 hours or even more. When you find out your hours, this is when you can have a look and you can actually see what could you replace that time with. Because most people, if you're doing 40 hours, it's the equivalent of a full working week each week. So if you're wasting 40 hours, that could be 40 hours where you're working on improving your business, working on your craft. Could be better quality time spent with your family or your children. Any of these things are all where you can kind of clean up things a little bit and start using that time into better areas. Quick recap: personal, professional, track your hours for both, and then have a look at what you're wasting for the day, and then times that, add that figure up through the week and get your total hours there. And then what we're going to do as we move along is we'll be looking at what can we do with this time. So if you start using this time, and even if that's only 20 hours a week, it still means every 2 weeks you've got a full working week. And that could be time where you spent researching the market. You could be doing lease options. You could be deal sourcing. Now, on deal sourcing, I tend to spend about around about this 3 hours. So about 3 hours a week on this. And that'd probably be maximum, I would say, as well. It's probably less than that sometimes. And that can generate me around about £4,000 per month profit from just that period there. So you can see how quickly you could make some extra income here if you learn these techniques from deal sourcing and some other little bits like that. You could use some of this time with the techniques that I'm going to teach you throughout the videos. By logging on, then hopefully we'll be seeing you on one of the future training programs. So within them training programs, I'll be teaching you techniques of how to make extra income through property. And just by using this time. So a lot of people say, well, I don't have the time, I've got a full-time job. but this will show you how much time you're actually wasting, and then we can use that time, a better use to build your income. So this is video 1. So we're gonna, next time we'll come back, we're gonna do video 2, and then we'll shoot video 3, part of that 3-part series. So if you'd like to do that exercise now, that'd be great. If you want to go on to the Property Investment Academy, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to comment or ask any questions on there, and me and the team will aim to answer those questions for you. So Stephen Green from the Property Investment Academy, thank you, and we'll see you on the next video.